Well, with the holiday season fast approaching, more scammers are coming out to play, and Boone County Commissioner Jesse Brewer is here with a new tool that could protect you and protect your loved ones. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
During the commercial break, you were just showing me it's sort of a text service that people can sign up for. Before we get into sort of the hows and the whys, talk to me about how it came about that you wanted to pursue this for people in Boone County.
So a couple years ago, my wife was in a post office in Boone County, and there was a lady there in her, I'd say, mid to late 80s that was trying to mail $10,000 cash, priority mail, because she missed jury duty in Texas, and she was on the phone with a person. My wife, realizing something was wrong and not right, they get the postmaster general involved, and they start talking. As soon as he took the phone from her, that ended the call right there. Saved that woman $10,000. And so I started asking about this, started asking more of my neighbors and friends and people in the community, and everyone had a story. If they weren't affected personally, someone else was affected.
It was mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, right?
Exactly right. So a couple years ago, Boone County Fiscal Court, we started an elder abuse task force focused on financial scams and crimes. As we researched it, billions of dollars are taken from our loved ones each year, retirements, pensions, and things like that. And once we decided that prevention was a better tool, right? Because once the money's taken, recovery is next to impossible. So the more we can alert, the more we can educate, the more we can prevent, that's the best defense we can come up with. And so we focused the task force on creating partnerships and finding resources. A lot of independent resources operate in silos and no one to connect dots together. So we really wanted to work hard to try to bring attention to about this service and that service. And through our partnership with the Brighton Center, they developed a text messaging service which comes out every Friday at the same time from the same phone number, so you can trust it. And it gives you alerts on scams, like I was showing you during the break. It gives you alerts on any kind of, right now it's Medicare enrollment. A lot of Medicare scams are going on out there right now. And so you can sign, and they're talking about, they're trying to get your Medicard number and trying to get fake billings and things like that. And so it's just things just to prevent yourself from being taken advantage of.
And it's one of those things too, I think, where we talk about scams a lot, where you think, how could anybody fall for that? That's sort of the initial thing that unfortunately comes into your mind. But there are a lot of people out there who they're not quite as tech savvy, or maybe they're a little lonely, or for whatever reason, they fall for things that you might not realize are very easy to fall for if you're in a certain set of circumstances.
And that's correct. And a lot of folks are embarrassed to report it too. There's a lot of, there's billions of dollars. I think $68 billion in Medicare fraud. Just another fraud not related to Medicare was $37 billion reported. Just reported. That's just scratching the surface, because a lot of folks that feel like they got a lot of pride, they're taken advantage of, and they're not reporting it. So that number's who knows where that number really is. Upwards of hundreds of billions of dollars that's really being taken from folks.
You mentioned Medicare. What are some of the other common forms of fraud that you're finding by sending out these alerts?
The jury duty scam is one. There's one called the romance scam, where they try to show a love interest in you, and they talk to you a little bit through an online platform, and I need money for this, or I need money for that. Grandparent scams, where they call you and try to trick. People put so much information on social media these days. I can go through someone's social media and
they'll pretend to be that person's grandchild,
or pretend to be like someone that incarcerated that person's grandchild, or your grandchild's having a medical emergency or something like that. The scammers are they're very creative, and they put a lot of work into their craft, unfortunately, in coming up with new scams each and every day.
What are some of the other tools you have in Boone County to help vulnerable groups?
Town halls is a big one. Communication is the key. The more we can communicate, the more we can get the word out there. Hey, this is what's going on. We encourage adults, say, if you have aging parents, you should sign up and educate yourself on this too, so you can look out for trouble signs, what's going on with your parents, and maybe you can help detect what's going on with them, because they might not want to come tell their son or their daughter, hey, I got taken advantage of, or I got duped.
Have you heard back from anyone who has signed up from this service? Are they grateful? What do they tell you in terms of this has really worked for us?
They love the information. It's really hard to gauge the metric because they avoid it. I do get a lot of people that tell me, I saw that text message come out, or I saw you speak at this town hall, and then 2 weeks later I got a phone call, or I got a phone call the next day and I didn't even answer it, or I disconnected the call right away, or I didn't click on that link in my email. And some of the stuff looks so hard. You can send a text message.
It looks exactly like it's from Amazon or from whatever.
UPS. I got one yesterday morning from UPS, my package, and it wants you to click a link, and then if people have all their Venmo and all their online banking banking on their phone is just so accessible in that little device we carry that can get stolen so quick.
Before I let you go, what would your message be to anyone watching right now who feels like they may have been duped? They may be already past that point where they've lost money. What would you tell them?
Report it so you can stop someone else from getting duped. Report it to law enforcement, and sign up for the service. You know, you go to my website, commissionercorner.com/fight fraud. It's right there, how to sign up for the service, and it's not exclusive to Kentucky. You know, fraud knows no state lines. You know, the scammers can be anywhere. So if people living in Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, sign up for the service and educate yourself and tell other people about it, because the more we can talk about it, the more we can get the word out there, the better we can protect ourselves.
Commissioner Brewer, it's a really great service.
Thanks
for coming in and tell us about it. We appreciate it.
You can always get local stories right here on YouTube, but go ahead and hit that subscribe button to get notifications to stay in the know.